Alright guys, welcome to the Minecraft tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make a Minecraft intersection. This is basically like a guideline on how, or you can take inspiration from, and when it comes to building your city and roads for your city. Now we're going to start off in my world, but before we do that, I want to give Stumpbratch1 as a shout out. The reason why I wanted to give him a shout out is because he's another a smaller Minecraft YouTuber. He does similar content to me. He does Minecraft tutorials, Minecraft time lapses, and Minecraft dungeons, and some other things along the way. He's a smaller YouTuber, like I said. He needs some love. He doesn't get that much view attraction. If you didn't already see, I had him in my YouTube subscriptions for about a week now. And so he would appreciate it, I would appreciate it, and he would appreciate it if you would go out and subscribe and check his channel out, and just give him some love in general. So yeah, back to the video. I'll just fly around showing you some examples. Well, I'll be talking for like about a minute or so. So basically, I made a road tutorial about a couple months ago, and this is like a follow-up to it because I didn't really go on in depth with intersections. So I will with this video. So I've seen I've seen cities where people have these amazing buildings. So when it comes to roads, they don't really look realistic at all. I'm trying to base this off of PC players who make these realistic cities, and it look like real life, and it looks so realistic and stuff. And I want to see if I want to help people when it comes to building roads, because I've seen many people not know how to build realistic roads at all, really. So here's a video where I will help people out with that. So basically, I'll be jumping into 2-lane roads, or 2-lane intersection, 4-lane intersections, and 6-lane intersections. And I'll be showing you some examples, and I'll be showing you how to make the banners, like the traffic light banners. I'll be showing you how to make all of them, red, yellow, and green. As you can see, we got a traffic or intersection with red, and we have yellow, the signal slowing down. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for our first example here, we have a 2-lane intersection. So basically, for my design, what I used is I had a simple yellow strip 2-lane, and then it would widen out about 2 blocks or 3 blocks, and then that will make the turning lane. And after the intersection, you would keep going, and then it will go back to the regular 2-lane. So this design I used. I had the turn lane here, and then right in front of that is the crosswalk. Basic crosswalk. For me, when you do your roads, I just do them like at ground level. I don't do them a block deep or 1 block below like the level where you put your buildings at. But anyway, moving on from that, we're gonna look on the traffic lights. Here's my traffic light idea, or what my design is. You grab your stone brick blocks, you place 1 on the ground, 4 cobblestone state walls, and then you have your smooth stone like a block, and a slab. They go up 1 by 1, you go 3, the actual traffic light, and we have 4, and then we have the actual traffic light again, and then we have 2. For the actual, not that really, yeah, I guess it is. And for the lamp post on top, which you sometimes commonly see on these traffic pole things, I don't know what to call them. You go up 4 cobblestone walls again, and then the same design we did down there, and you go over 4, and then this time I used quartz slabs. I usually use beacons, but I'm slowly transferring, or I'm slowly going to switch over to the slab because they look a bit more realistic. Besides the beacons, a little out of place. So besides that, we come over to our examples. You don't have to do that style of turning lane. You could do this style where it's like a median sidewalk or really anything, and then it slowly converges. You go over by 2, and it converges into a turning lane, and then the same style pretty much right there. Then over here, same width, same thing, except you don't have slabs on top. It's just the diagonal stripes. So it'll go over 5, and then there's 2 blocks in between each stripe. So we have this stripe here, and we go 1, 2, and then the next one, we got 1, 2, next one, and then 1, 2, and then we just get smaller and smaller until there is no more. And then here we have a simple lane, a 2-lane with a yellow border line going down the middle. And then we have also included this. I really didn't have to, but it's just a simple, the dotted line, the dotted strips. You got 3 blocks, and then white, and then 3 blocks white. So if you want an in-depth tutorial on the roads themselves, I did a video on that, obviously, like I said earlier, so check that out. So here I'm gonna actually show you how to make the traffic light banners. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with red. What you're gonna need is gray banners, or a light gray banner, red dye, obviously, ink sacks too. So red dye, and then vines. So what you're gonna need is a trapdoor, not trapdoor, a crafting table and a loom. So grab your loom, and you replace light gray banner in there. Grab your red dye and put the arrow facing up, or the arrow facing downwards. And then you'll go on your crafting menu, your crafting table, place it in the middle, well, like go one down, and then vines on top, and then ink sacks to the left of that. Makes this shape. Basically, it's done now, but I'm not going to keep that. I'm going to put the borderline around it. So grab black, your ink sac, and then do that borderline, and then you'll have this. Pretty cool. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do the yellow this time. Simply, all you're gonna need now is this yellow dye. Oops. And then you're gonna grab you're gonna grab another banner, obviously. Put your banner in the middle. Then grab your little yellow dye and do the dot, not this one, the diamond. I'm gonna do the dot. Grab that. Grab the table. Put the same thing. Put it in the middle, but like go down by 1. Vines on top. Oh, not diamond. Vine on top, and then ink sac to the left of that, which will give you this shape. I don't really know what to call it. Again, you can stop there, or you could keep going. I'm gonna put a borderline on it because I think it looks nice. And then that's and there you have it. There is your yellow traffic light. Then we're gonna do the green. Pretty much the same thing, except this time we're gonna need our green dye, light green dye that is. Then you're gonna grab your loom, place 1 banner, and then get your green. This time you're gonna have an arrow facing upwards, like this. Go to your crafting table, put that in the middle, but go down by 1. Vines on top, then an ink sac to the left of that. And there is your, yet again, you can stop there, but I'm gonna keep going and put the borderline on it. So there is your green, your yellow, and your red traffic signal, basically. So now we're going to move on to the floor lane. Just go down here. It's a bit bigger. It gets bigger. So for this design, I used a different design. Instead, I've used this pattern. Basically, it's basically a turning lane. Instead of them putting the turning lanes themselves, they just have it like this, where it's open, and they will put arrows in the middle. Speaking of arrows, I'm going to show you how to make the arrow. Basically, you will find a spot, and you dig out 3. If you want to turn left, then you take like this way. You would add 2 to the left side, 1 in the middle, and then add 3 diagonal of that. Basically, you have these, but like back to back. Same thing. You have like this, but the little yellow indents would be pretty far, like space between. They wouldn't be that close to get together. Like this wouldn't be 6 blocks in between. Also, this carpet basically would be like this. We add 2 carpet. So yeah, but I didn't add the arrow because I didn't have enough room, or I did, but I didn't really want to extend it that far. So, and then once you get close to like the actual turning lane itself, I would close it off and start the diagonal pattern. And then here, a simple 4 lane, or 2 lane, I mean. You got the green on that side, and on the turning lane we got red, and red. And then I did a different design for this one. I think I did at least. Yeah. So each lane has its like individual lane, obviously, instead of it being like a T shape at the end. And then this is how you would do the forward arrow or the straight arrow. You can't really do much with it. I mean, that's the best you can do, really. It's a bit weird, but oh well. So this side's about the same. Yeah, it is, but except this time. Oh, it's right. This side has the strips of yellow. This one just has a median with sidewalk, basically. Same thing. Up here, this one's a bit different. It's a 4-lane, a 2-lane right here, and it actually splits, and it takes over this lane, like the actual lane that you would go this way from. It takes over, and actually just a single lane, and then for a 2-lane or 2 turning lanes, and it'll just go like this. And then this side just cuts in diagonal. It goes back to a 2-lane or 4-lane, basically. But then assuming that it's another like turning place you would go, for say there's a Walmart right there, so the entrance right here. So basically, if you're coming from this side, we go. You kind of have to turn a little bit. You're gonna turn in again, keep going, and then you would pretty much reach the turning lane. You would stop and then look both ways, and you also drive into the entrance. That's just my design. My kind of, I don't know, it looks a bit wonky at first, but I mean, what can you really do? The traffic lights, or the actual thing itself, it's a bit different because I added a sidewalk. I added little yellow indents because that's what you normally see, or you sometimes. I'm not really sure. For this, you would add 2 blocks of stone brick, buttons on either side. Go up by 4 cobblestone wall, the full block of stone bricks or stone slabs, 1 over by the left. Go up diagonally and go 4. The traffic kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the traffic light. Then 4, or no, it's 5. And then traffic light, 4, traffic light, 4, no, it's 5, and traffic light. Because there's 2 lanes, there's 2 normal lanes, but then there's 2 turning lanes. It obviously differs per lanes. The way I really did this though, is I would find the center of this lane, like this lane right here. I'd find the center, and that's where I would put the actual light, so it matches up right there. And then at the end, you just add 2. That's what I would do. Also, another thing I forgot to point out, signs. Do like a little, I don't know where you put this, but I think it's around the end. It would say like, I don't know, this, and then boulevard. Or so it would be somewhere on the actual light, like thing. I don't know what you would call that. The actual light pole. And again, the actual, another, like the optional light pole again. 4 cobblestone wall, the block, slab, and then 5, and then quartz slab or beacon. Moving on to our final conjunction, our final intersection, the biggest one, the 6th lane. I don't have a single 6th lane in my world. Actually, I don't even have a single 4 lane in my road, or in terms of intersection. I have a 4 lane within a 2 lane intersection, but I don't have a full 4 lane. I don't have a full 4 lane intersection, let alone 6 lane intersection. Look how massive this is. So let's start off here. What we got here? 3 lane right here. Oh, by the way, I didn't say this earlier with the 4 lane, like the little yellow metal line. You do 1 dot, basically. Skip 2, then 4. Skip 2, and then 1. Skip 2, then 4. And just keep repeating that. At least that's what I used. Here we got 2 lanes of straight. A lane that actually turns right, and a lane that turns left. It's a bit complex, but it's pretty cool when we actually look at it. So we have the yellow kind of slow down on those 3 lanes, and then the right lane or left lane will be red because you can't turn left if there's oncoming traffic coming from this side. This I used my own design. You would see this in my city. I'd have the actual like brick pathway. And also, I didn't do white and then gray. I used the smooth stone on the edge and then the 5-lane. It really depends on what you want, because you can actually add in some like parking spaces here. That's what I did on my world. On the main road, I added some parking spaces. So basically, you would kind of fill this in with whatever road color you're using. Because I used actually like gray over there to show you. But for this quick little, side parking, I basically did this. Okay, and then you kind of want to, obviously you wouldn't want to put a parking space right next to an intersection, or at least I don't think so. And then I'll just kind of do a little thing like this. Pretty basic, but I made a tutorial in which I showed you the side parking. So that's kind of like a little miniature thing. So moving on to the second design. This one is just a huge like kind of median in the middle. I don't even know if it's called a median. I think it is. I'm not really sure. This would turn into a two turning lane, and then you just follow this guideline. I usually don't add these, but when I do, it's on big intersections. So from above, actually looks pretty cool. So I would skip a block from the actual line, skip 2, a dot, skip 2, dot. You just keep skipping 2 until you manage to get yourself over to the lane. Now over here, it's the same thing over on that side, except this time it's like a little grass indent. It's like a step up, and there's like grass, or you can put trees, and put bushes and stuff. And so then, finally over here, what we got is, I did light gray concrete because not every road in real life is perfectly paved and has that nice gray black color. Most roads are worn down. You see potholes here and there. If we're actually my design on potholes, what my idea is you would get some slabs, stone brick, cobblestone, or actually stone in general, smooth stone, and you would just come over here and put some like indents once in a while. So basically like right here, here. Yeah, and to add to even more, you could even let's see, what do tire skid marks really look like black color, really? Yeah, probably like a black. It would probably, I don't know how you do this, but you would maybe do a thing like this. It's just like skid marks, like kind of an inspiration, add extra detail. Let's go over here. This is the line. This is the striped line, median. So just kind of, this could be skid mark, simple things like that, and then you can add the occasional potholes. Actually, looks pretty good. Let me zoom out again once I finish this. Now it's kind of do a thing like this. Actually, looks pretty cool. Gotta add extra detail. So yeah, and then simply a 2 straight lane, and then turn right, and then turn left, and then the very long traffic pole light thing. What would you call like this thing where it sticks out? Like the actual pole. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of it for this tutorial. Quick overview. If you didn't get a good view from earlier, roads do take a very long time to make, or not that long, but it takes quite a bit of time to make in Minecraft, especially if you're not using World Edit. For this video, I didn't use any World Edit. I did this all by hand. It took about 3 days. But yeah, also sidewalks are 5 blocks long. If I didn't say that already. Basically, what it would look like for different designs. Obviously, you probably wouldn't want to have different designs for each road. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know. I just showed you because it's like lots of different road designs. There's actually plenty of road designs where I didn't actually showcase in this video. Just look up on Google Earth, or just look up in general on the internet. yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Hope you found this helpful. If you want to see future road tutorials if you want to see more tutorials like on roads and city building, then comment in the comment section down below. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.